Welcome guys. In this video we are going to learn about the topic recursion. So what is recursion? Recursion, it is the process in which a function calling itself directly or indirectly, and the function which calling itself is called recursive function. Anyone can ask that recursion also repeating, iteration or loops are also repeating. So what is the difference between them? The main difference between them is recursion have both ascending as well as descending phase, while loops only have ascending phase. Recursion have a base case to terminate itself, while loop have some relational operator to terminate or some condition to terminate. Recursion going from end to start. We made a logic by thinking from its end to its start, while the logic is built from start to end in loops or iteration. So we are going to deep in this topic about recursion. So to understand this topic, we are going to learn about the tracing tree of recursion so that you can learn recursion very well. So let us do it.
So let's try to understand the tracing tree for recursion. Here is an example code in which our function name is fun and it taking argument n of integer. If n is greater than 0, it will print f and it will call itself with minus fun, and else it returns 0. Now our main functions call this function with the value 3. Let's try to make tracing tree for it. First, as we can see that x is 3. For 3 it will take 3, so fun of 3, after which it goes inside, condition is true, it goes inside and it will print this first line. So it look like it will print 3, and next after completing this it will again call itself. So let's switch the pen and fun with the value n minus 1, that is 3 minus 1, 2. Now again similarly 2 is greater than 0, condition is true, it goes inside, it will print 2, again it will call itself, 1, again the condition is true, it goes inside, print 1, as well as call itself with 0. Now condition becomes false, so it will come out of this if block and it will return 0. Now again in recursion, as I told before, it has two phases, ascending as well as descending phase. So this is ascending phase. Now after this it will terminate function 0, terminate here, it goes back here and check if anything else remain, then it will terminate, then it goes back, it will terminate, then it will go and back to main, then it back to main, and main will terminate. So our output becomes 3, then 2, then 1. To understand it more clearly, let us take another example. So here is a second example in which I change this, that first it will call itself then print. So let's see what is the output of this function. First we make a tracing tree for it. As before, our value of x is 3 and it will call for 3 and it is fun to, sorry, my mistake. So it will goes inside, condition is true, as 3 is greater than 0, then it goes here, Now before printing it will call itself. So fun2 with the value 3 minus 1, that is 2. Now what? Printf? No. This function again check this condition that is true. Yes, it is true. Then again it will call itself with the value 2 minus 1. And again this check the value. And then terminate with 0. Now after which what happened? It terminated with 0. Now it will terminate. Now it will go back and check if anything else remain in the next. Yes, printf is remain, so it will print 1. Again it will terminate. Now after printing 1 it will terminate, then goes before and check that anything left. Yes, printf is left, so it will print 2, then again 3. So in this case our output looks like 1, 2 and 3. So this is called the tracing tree of recursion, and you will see that it has two phases, that is ascending phase and a descending phase. So this is the main difference between recursion and iteration. In iteration, for loop only goes in an ascending phase, but recursion goes ascending as well as descending phase. This is the power of recursion. So let's code. This is an IDE, so let's go.
Let's code an IDE. First we make a main function which has a value int whose initial value is 3, and we make a function fun which take this 3. Now we make a function fun with an argument with a base condition so first it will print value n, then it will call itself with a value of n minus 1, elsewise it will return simple 0. Now let's try to compile and run it. Yes, so we get our desired output as 3, 2 and 1 as we know. Now let's try to do example second by changing the function name, and also just cut this and paste it afterwards. Now the function call again and again until the base condition satisfied, then this line will execute as we've seen before in our tracing tree. Let's try to print this. And as we know, first the last print, then second, then third. So this is how the recursion works. Let's learn about their time complexity and space complexity, and also the general form of recursion, general form of recursive function. It has a function which have some argument, a base condition, some code. In code, it has a function which calling itself only, which is the main or the base definition of recursion, a function which calling itself. So a function is calling itself until the base condition. After completing, it will execute in a descending phase. If anything remains like the third line, in returning, it will multiply by 2. Remember, in returning phase or descending phase, it will multiply, not in ascending phase. Like we have seen, the output for the second example is 1, then 2, then 3. If we remember that in returning phase, the output becomes 1 to 3. Likewise, if we multiply it by 2 in returning phase, but first it will multiply it by 2, then it will multiply it by 3. Well, first multiplied by 1, then 2, then 3. So this is the general form of recursive. First it will go in ascending phase until the function finishes, then returns. Then it goes to main function and terminate the whole program. The time complexity and the space complexity of recursive function. Time complexity is order of n. Similarly, space complexity is also order of n. So thank you guys for watching my video. If you liked it, please subscribe my channel so that you can never miss any update. If you have any questions, queries, please ask in the comment below or any suggestion. Thank you guys.